What's up, everybody? This is Zach, aka War Machine Suicide Knife. What's going on? Just want to make a quick video. My stuff will be, well, it's already taken down right now. I just want to let you guys know, and this definitely goes out to fathers out there that feel they're getting cheated by the system. Don't take it lying down. I know it's scary that you think that you're having to pay thousands upon thousands, so you're just gonna have to take it lying down, take an L, because you feel like you've got no other choice, and what that'll end up doing. Essentially, the courts and everybody, they don't have the best interests of your child at heart. They have their interests and their interests alone, even the attorneys. So as long as you know the law, as long as you know that you're in the right, I would suggest to fight and do it all by yourself. I mean, number one, I think that would show any court, any jury, even if this is something that's not, dealing with custody and anything about your kids, regardless of what you're facing, fight it yourself. That'll show your dedication, especially when kids and stuff are involved, man. Because what you need to bring to the table is the fact of you shouldn't have to be spending thousands upon thousands of dollars for your unalienable right to have your child in your life, at the very minimum of split custody. I mean, anything less than that is some bullshit and should not be tolerated. I understand that they're the case of actual deadbeat dads, actual piece of shit moms. I mean, that's the way it works, and a lot of times the piece of shit moms, they get the custody, you got the evidence against them, and they just don't fucking care. And that's because like I said, the interest of your child is not at heart. So if anybody watching this is going through any of this shit, I would suggest that if you feel that you're being wronged, okay, in any way, that you fight it yourself. Know the law, know everything about the law for your defense, okay, and for what you got to bring to the table, and fight it yourself. Because if you have an attorney, your attorneys are going to talk, and everybody's going to try to make some plea bargain shit that's going to benefit, again, nobody except the courts and the attorneys and everybody. So I would think that trying to fight it yourself, essentially with the understanding that you're probably going to lose, would show more dedication than tens of thousands of dollars just racked up in attorney fees. Because chances are that the other party's not going to have to pay your attorney fees. You're going to have to keep paying them. And what if you already have student loan debt? You're going to have to pay student loan debt. You're going to have to pay your attorney fees. And then how are you supposed to be a good father and provide for your child, for your kid or kids? You know what I mean? Why do that to yourself? There's so many people committing suicide, and it's depressing. I mean, there's global statistics, easily researchable on the amount of male father suicide, simply because of the fact of trying to deal with the court stuff. They're out of money, they feel they're out of options. They can barely provide for themselves because of all the shit they gotta fucking pay for, while you're paying child support and everything else too. Generally, at least in the United States and specifically Texas, they'll give the mother that, chances are that they have not sole custody, but primary custody. And they'll give them anything the fuck they want. They can get government housing, they can get all kinds of shit. Court-appointed attorney for free. They can get all that shit for free, and you get nothing. You're the one that has to fork up the money. Now, another video that I have made, I haven't posted it at this point in time, but it'll probably be done before this actually gets uploaded, was actually about equality. And my thing on that is, within the justice system, it's not equal. It's not for single fathers. The mothers get a lot of the benefits, and how is that equality? I mean, back in the day, it used to be, if you marry somebody and had a kid, and then your wife left with some other man or what have you, the kids stay with you. The kids stay with you, and they work, and then, they help provide, and they're doing everything on their own. The mother's out of the picture because she chose to be with somebody else, and because that's putting herself ahead of the children. Now, with the women's rights stuff and everything that happened, it kind of changed. Custody deals have been arranged and everything, but now it's gone a little bit too far. I mean, why is it that because a man has, they're expected to be providers and the like, they're expected to be providers and the like, why won't the courts let them do that? They can provide equally with the mother, whether that's the housing, whether that's the kid's food on his plate, whether it's his clothes, whether it's some on his education. Shit can be split and equal and civil, and it's just not the case. And this not having 50-50 on this, I'm not sure if I mentioned in my other video, man, but it brings about fatherlessness to a child, and that's why I'm saying none of this shit benefits anybody except the court, unless you fucking fight it. If you're feeling down and out, don't get to, self-destructive behavior. That will be the absolute worst thing you can do. I know how it feels. I've been in many situations where I felt like that, man. But obviously I pulled through. I got my fucking mind together. I got my shit straightened out. And a lot of times, some shit you just got to deal with. It is what it is. But if you know that you're in the right, gather everything that you possibly can and fight it. You have the right to represent yourself. Don't forget that, okay? You don't need to pay everybody, as long as you know the law. While they want to, keep everything on hold, pushing stuff back. If you had an attorney, you'd be having to keep paying your attorney because of that shit. Let them pay their attorney for trying to push stuff back. It'll just put them out and make them look stupid. I'm telling you, fight it yourself. But in the meantime, if they keep trying to do that and not give you due process of anything, research the law better in your state, okay? That's all I gotta say. And if anybody's watching this and they feel me on this type of stuff, man, just know that other people are in your situations. You're not alone in this. Seriously, you're not alone, okay? And I think that a lot of people just need to hear that, because they feel trapped, alone. Nobody feels them on what they're going through. People do, man, and I do personally, for a lot of different people, a lot of different of their situations. Being broke, poor, can't find a job. You name it, I've either been through it or witnessed it firsthand. Okay, and I've got a lot of people out of a bunch of dark situations. I haven't necessarily had that reciprocated, so to speak, a lot of times. So I've had to do it myself while I felt trapped, while I felt alone, and just poor advice or good advice that I could not take advice because of literally feeling trapped in the life. But this advice wasn't somebody from, people that understand me. That's from people that may have had similar scenarios and advising me against things. Oh, don't do it. You might as well just, not do anything on this one and take what you got. No, don't take what you got. Get what you can, or you're gonna be fucked. I mean, that's what it is, man. All I'm saying is, number one, fight for yourself, okay? And fight, if it's about kids, fight for your kids. Show them that you're fighting for your child, for your right to be in your child's life, okay? I mean, if you're some kind of fucking, meth head, I'm saying, like, I unfortunately know somebody that was a good kid back in the day, started getting on that shit, and puts that shit on Facebook. Like, I deleted his ass because of this. Because I don't want to see that shit. Always like, oh, look at, I'm smoking my meth, blah, 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 and all this stuff about, well, I'm going to keep smoking meth. And then all of a sudden, he got pictures of him and his daughter. To me, that's unacceptable. Now, and I would say temporarily take custody away from somebody that does that. But I've also seen, number one, that didn't happen. That person still can see his kid. I think that's fucked up. But it's also fucked up because moms do this shit all the time. They have all the evidence against them, and they still have primary custody, because what they'll end up doing, not from my personal experience, but from what I've witnessed, is that they know that they're about to be fucked up and have evidence against them. So they make false claims just so they can get themselves cleaned up and be like, I ain't doing shit. Drug test me, I dare you. You ain't finding nothing. But they were. And they get away with it. And people have to keep going back to court, back and forth. It shouldn't be a bunch of fucking back and forth when it comes to a kid. If somebody's fucking up, temporarily take custody away. That's my thought, you know what I mean? Until that they can prove themselves. I mean, people get into addiction, all kinds of various addictions all the time. It doesn't matter what it is, man. It could be World of Warcraft, it could be cocaine, it could be alcohol, because they need an escape from how they feel their reality is shitty. And that, I don't think that's what a lot of people understand. They just think, drugs and blah, 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 blah. So that automatically makes them a bad parent. And it doesn't necessarily. But if they can show that they're trying, to do something with their life, recover from, the horrors that may be their life, give them a chance if you're on that end. I mean, we all want fairness and everything in everybody's life. Shit. And stuff like that. Don't be vindictive. Don't stoop to their level too, man. That it might make you get what you want in the end. But what I'm asking is, would being vindictive or spiteful, etc., make you feel better about your character? I'm not saying will it make you feel better that you got your end result. Obviously, yeah, it would make you feel better because you got your end result. But if you think that you see yourself as an honest person, as a decent human being, and you're okay with that, you're not. You've changed your reality on that. So that's all I gotta say. Peace out.